Hi Scorpios, and welcome to your June 2023 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well and enjoying this period of time. As usual, Scorpios, I will be doing some intuitive messages for you, followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading on Patreon, which will be linked below. Let's talk about you for June. Okay, so the entire way that you're going about your days and you're moving through time is going to start changing up a bit in June. It's feeling kind of like emergencies for some Scorpios and utopias for other Scorpios. It's quite polarized, and you want to understand if the current polarity or extreme that you're experiencing is something that you want to continue or not, okay? So some Scorpios will be deciding not to continue certain things in the month of June. Other Scorpios will be beginning to start new status quos or to start new things which will last for a long time. And it's encouraged to really take stock here, or to take from your previous understanding of what needs to be in your life, what doesn't need to be in your life, and start to apply that totally in this month of June. You're having a situation where through the first half of the month, I feel that you're going to have a lot of realizations day after day, and you're going to basically understand your greater goals, your greater sort of cosmic integration. And then in the second half of the month, you're going to be standing in a totally preferable or totally more receptive, creative, and sort of sturdy place. Okay, so I don't feel that things are very sturdy entering into the month of June for many Scorpios, and you can probably trace that back to one routine or one repetitive action, which you may choose to work with differently now. Also, for many Scorpios, I feel that the month of June is going to lead to an understanding of where you do and don't want to be. You're going to maybe be looking at your world. The Two of Wands is really jumping out at me, as well as the Ace of Wands. Those two cards are what keep pulling my attention in this reading. So your entire month has to do with finding a new purpose and starting to commit yourself more towards that zesty and real feeling sense of inner purpose, as opposed to the more shackled or more even repetitive or routine small things. Okay, so I feel that most Scorpios need a grander sense of self-commitment, or not even self-commitment, but just self-expression even, and maybe even not grander, but just more vibrant or more colorful, more of your own inner essence, rather than conforming to more gray zone, more sidelined events. Okay, so we really do need to be leaning into the real stuff here as Scorpios in June 2023, and we need to start detaching from the time-wasting mechanisms, from the things which we know are not going to be around always, and there's going to be a cutting of ties, I feel, especially by July. All right, I'm feeling a major cutting of ties for many Scorpios, and I'm sensing that you are basically very cognizant by the end of this month of what you just will and won't ever do again, all right? And with that, I'm sensing also a major need for decrease, all right? A major need for even sitting down and making a list of what do I need to decrease in my life? Is it the budget? Is it the spending? Is it certain dietary habits? Is it work related things like working too many hours? I feel that across the board, Scorpios need decrease, all right? And let's take a second to talk about why decrease and why less, why loss, why reduction. Well, thinking about the opposite polarity, so increase, expansion, gain, that is something that people tend to prefer a lot of times in life if it's the right thing. There are certain things that are really nice to lose, okay? There are certain things that are really nice to decrease, okay? Like deficit spending, like also bad experiences, traumas, narcissistic relationships, like the consumption of foods that are carcinogenic, okay? Decreasing things like that can only be a positive thing, and I encourage you to look at things in your life that you know are wholly unhealthy and just cut them out or decrease them. Now, yes, there are also going to be some things that you might kind of enjoy or things that you feel like are such important parts of your day that really aren't, that are also going to have to decrease. So, going to that same coffee shop 3 times a day might start to feel a little bit unhealthy here, or even like certain sugars or certain conveniences as well might have to decrease a little bit, just to kind of wake you up about how to move forward. Because I feel that some Scorpios, with the moon archetype here as well, I'm feeling that there is a rose-colored glasses effect imposed on some things which are not good things, okay? I'm also feeling there could be certain philosophies like this is just what it takes to have passive income. This is just what it takes to maintain a marriage. This is just what it takes to, lose weight or something like that. And they could be very harsh or very reductive things that in the long term decrease in a healthy way. So in the short term, we want to implement a few decreases of these kinds of like unhealthy or even cruel or gruesome philosophies could be up for Scorpio right here to be changed, so that in the longer term we can increase. And I know that it's like tough, and it's one of the hard things about the earth plane, but it's like, yes, sometimes short-term decreases result in long-term increases. Sometimes short-term increases result in long-term decreases. This is an opposite and equal reaction physics-based quantum environment. And I think that you guys are definitely in a territory where some very strategic sacrifices could be the difference between such huge things in the future. So I just want to impart that on you guys this month, because this is not really a great month for excessive waste. And it hasn't been ever since we moved into 2023. And I do feel that some Scorpios are just lagging a little bit, and that's okay. But here in June of 2023, we really do want to see some creative work to make things better in the future, but also better now. So just really understanding what has been excessive in your life and what you already know needs to decrease will be a great kind of a gateway into a much healthier existence. Also, I want to talk intuitively about the vision that you're having of yourself starting to bear fruit. Okay, so I want you guys to start comparing the vision that you have of yourself inside to the choices you've actually been making and to the real outcomes here and now. Is there cohesion there? For different Scorpios, it's going to be different. Congratulations if you're having a intersection there, or if it is really starting to come to fruition. That is going to be happening for those Scorpios ever since 2020 who have been really getting themselves together. But if you see a large polarity between like what your inner self vision is versus what's actually happening, you can start to change that tide in the month of June in a very powerful way, just through small decisions. Also, prayer is really good here. I feel that the spiritual path increases for you in June, and I feel that you enter into more of a, again, naturally receptive place, which was already starting to happen in May, and things will actually just start to happen without you having to push so hard, especially if you can start to strategically decrease things in your life that will be healthy for you no matter what. But there's something really incredible trying to come out of you, or trying to, how do I even explain? There's some kind of really just vibrant path or part of you or version of you that's trying to bloom, but it can't do it without some of these other things going away, and without quite a bit of free space and time, and quite a more calm, peaceful, and sort of copacetic general time environment for you, so general life experience. This can't bloom without that. So, certain flowers have to have certain conditions to bloom. What conditions do you need to bloom, and why are you holding yourself back from it still? Here in 2023, we have to really get on this stuff here. Let's talk about your week-to-week Scorpio. Week 1 of June, you have the 7 of Swords rooted down by the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody, or a group of people, or general people, maybe aren't seeing what you have to offer. Also, you might have been slotted or volunteered or offered as tribute, I don't know, to something that was a little bit gruesome or not really fair to have to do. And I think that you will be recompensated for that. I feel that Scorpios have had to volunteer a lot, and you have to start looking at what you have to offer now. And this is why I'm talking about decreases and reductions for you as a very positive thing, because it's like as you go within, or as you pull some of your resources back within, you cultivate a space where there's enough to sort of like express again in the future. Okay, do you know what I mean? I was talking in a recent video that I made called New 2023 Insights, Moving with Grace, Justice, and Wellness, which I'll link below, about how we can't afford to just like over-emanate or overdo things now, because the way that things are demanding us to be wholesome and there in the coming years, how do we summon that energy if we're burned out, or if we're having overdone things that were needing to be smaller or not as quickly done? So I definitely recommend surrendering certain things which are going to be losses, okay, but that you're just going to spend a lot of time like trying to fight against, like uphill battles, things that are overly self demanding, and instead try to kind of like recede into your own sanctum, or into your own dominion, and that's an interesting verbiage, and grow from there, so that you can come out with a more splendor soon. Also, it might be good to look in the first week of June at what you've had to do that wasn't really your job, or duties that you have been slotted for that maybe weren't actually your responsibility. Have you taken on other people's responsibilities? Have you kind of like seen what that's caused, like socially or within like relationships, and has that worked, and could there be ways for you to delegate responsibilities more, or to have more assistance? I just kind of feel like some of you might be being taken advantage of, and also how much do you have to give? Also, like take stock of stuff like that. Week 2, the Two of Wands rooted down by the Five of Cups. Okay, so it's important to make sure that you are contributing to your greater goals and paths. So we came past the year of 2022, right? Which generated these incredible ultimate causes and incredible feelings of purpose. How much are you still contributing to that? Is that in the rearview mirror? Well, it wouldn't feel good if it were. So you guys might want to dial back in to what really matters to you. Because I'm seeing you guys need to feel like you're not blocked, or that you're not like chained to things. The Two of Wands is wanting to come through with a feeling of freedom and liberty for you. The Two of Wands energy indicates that you need to feel like you're not anchored down, and also you need to not be cutting yourself off or underestimating your capacity to change things as well. The Five of Cups is rooting this down, so it's kind of like there could be a sort of shadowy or existential feeling about like, why don't I understand where I want to be? Why don't I understand what I should be doing every single day, or what I should be moving towards? But just give yourself time. The message is to not get into a feeling of desperation, and to not get into a feeling also of negation, or I can't do this, I can't do that, or over limitation focused dialogues, but rather to open up and decrease unhealthy things in your life, so that there's room to work with the natural flow of energy. Week 3, the Ace of Wands rooted down by the King of Pentacles. Okay, you are finding new creative ways to earn, some of you, new creative incomes, or you now have a financial situation that permits you to spend more time in creativity. It's indicated that you will not be spending 14 hours a day working, or like pushing so hard that you don't have time for anything else. The universe, again, is demonstrating that the main importance here is new creative expression. Ace of Wands, a new creative journey, a new creative path, and that you have the economic capacity, or that you have the stability to do this, and that perhaps any other voice that's saying, no, you don't, you need to save more, you need to clock more hours, you need to earn more in ways that are familiar, might be more of a like a Five of Pentacles poverty mindset than real. So think about like how you can spend more time in creativity. Week 4, the Moon rooted down by the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, there's some kind of money wound, I think, in Scorpio, or there's something that's overvaluing money, or overvaluing the material, and that would make sense with all this stuff in Taurus, right? We've had these major Taurus stelliums. What's indicated to me from this reading generally for Scorpios, and of course there can be exceptions, is that things are kind of okay. Things are kind of good. And yes, you need to decrease and reduce certain things in your life, but the root is strong, or the actual, like, what do I want to say? The actual recipe that you have is not bad. But yeah, some of the ingredients need shifting up a little bit. But this is reassuring because you have a solid recipe. You have a solid mix. It just could be a little bit better. And also you want to make sure that the recipe is something that's good for the long term. Like, can you continue eating this? Can you continue consuming this? Can you continue with this particular alchemy? And specifically, is there something about like the money that it takes, or the economy of the current situation that's being seen through a certain like rose-colored glasses, or being seen through a perspective that's not so good with reality? It would be good to take stock with things like that and start to trust more in your own divine protection, especially when it comes to stepping onto new paths that maybe are not like super lucrative at first, or might be like relating to your passion or your purpose, but aren't necessarily making you rich right now. Try to think about, could that be supported? And is it cruel to maybe not permit that? Anything that's like really harsh limitation, condition making needs to be re-examined in June. But anyway, Scorpios, I'm going to make an extended reading for you. This is it for the general. In the extended reading, I'm going to talk more about working with this Two of Wands energy, and coming through these money wounds, and I'll also get some central themes and supporting themes, and we'll talk more there. But have a great month, Scorpios. The extended is linked below and in the center of your screen. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.